Now at 6, here we go again. Thunderstorms, some of these strong to severe, and then another bout of wintry weather. I'll give you those details.
Plus, sentencing for a Coffeeville, Kansas man in a deadly drive-by shooting. And we'll look at how inflation is impacting the Area Agency on Aging.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We're getting a taste of spring and winter weather with storms moving in and accumulating ice. This is KOAM News at 6. Doug Heady joins us with a first look at the weather.
Yeah, this is a very intense storm system. The upper level dynamics very strong that are heading toward us. So that's why we are going to have strong to severe thunderstorms. And then as the colder air works in, that just kind of rotates over to ice and also snow. Winter weather advisories in effect in the purple, winter storm warning effect in the pinkish color for our northern counties. As of right now, we just have some light showers which are popping up. These are going to increase as we go through the evening hours. As our cold front begins to slide in, we're going to get showers and thunderstorms which are going to fire up along the front. Of course, very strong gusty winds. But look at the wind shift line right into our northwestern county. So once that line shifts through our area, our temperatures are really going to tumble as we go through the overnight hours. Thunderstorms start getting going here 9 p.m. Continue to march off toward the south and to the east. Some of these are going to be strong to low grade severe. So when I say low grade severe, I'm talking winds 50 to 60 and nickel to quarter size hail. Then we go to wintry weather by the morning. I'm going to break it all down for you here in just a bit.
See you then. Coffeeville, Kansas man learns his prison sentence for a drive-by shooting death. A judge sentences Benjamin Mason II to 25 years without the possibility of parole for killing 19-year-old Kimberly Meeks in 2019. Mason pled no contest to a charge of first-degree murder in that case. He had originally been charged with a number of other crimes in the shooting, including attempted first-degree murder. But those charges were dropped as part of a plea deal. Mason was 18 at the time of the shooting. One of 9 suspects in a Lawrence County murder investigation gets prison time. A judge sentences Kimberly Henderson to 25 years in prison for first-degree robbery. She was originally charged with first-degree murder in the 2020 shooting death of Sarah Pascoe. 3 other suspects in that crime have been sentenced. For more on that and the status of the remaining suspects, you can check out this story at KOAMnewsnow.com. Independence, Kansas police arrest 2 suspects accused of throwing a chemical bomb out of a vehicle. The incident happened on February 2nd. Police say Kendra Musgrove and Josh Wallace made the bomb and threw it near the home of Wallace's ex-wife. Both Musgrove and Wallace are charged with criminal use of explosives, attempted criminal damage to property, aggravated assault, and attempted arson. Oklahoma's state tax on grocery purchases would be eliminated under a bill a Senate committee easily approved. The tax currently stands at 4.5%. The Senate Finance Committee unanimously approved that bill yesterday. A similar measure to phase out the tax over 3 years cleared a House committee last week with bipartisan support. Governor Kevin Stitt endorsed the idea last week in his State of the State address. Neither bill would prohibit cities or counties from levying their own sales tax on groceries. Inflation remains an issue for consumers, but its impact continues to be a burden on nonprofits and the services they provide. KOAM's Bronte Soronsky spoke with the Area Agency on Aging about ways that price increases have affected the help they provide to the community.
As people head to gas stations or the grocery store, it's hard to ignore price increases in everyday needs. For nonprofits, inflation affects the care they can provide to those they serve.
The fuel prices just in the last couple of months have skyrocketed, and they're just going to continue to go up. So that's something that we're constantly going to have to keep our eye on.
The Area Agency on Aging provides assistance to seniors throughout Southwest Missouri, from Lamar all the way to McDonald County. So a rise in gas prices creates some financial woes beyond paying at the pump.
That's a lot of miles per week that we're putting on these trucks. So, we have to replace the tires every so often. We have some trucks that are not really, really old, but they need a lot of maintenance so that we can make sure that they're going to go all the way down to McDonald County and back safely without any issues.
Inflation also impacts services like meals that the nonprofit distributes.
It affects our nutrition program primarily because of the food costs, serving meals at the senior centers, making sure we have all the components for the home delivered meals program.
All of their meals must be USDA approved. To afford to meet that requirement, the nonprofit has needed to increase their amount of fundraisers to fill in the gaps between funding they receive and costs they pay.
Our end goal is just to make sure our seniors are getting the services they need, and that's what we want to do, but it's a pretty big challenge with the way costs are going right now.
And while they've been able to continue their services, the nonprofit worries they'll need to start a wait list for people in the future. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
The Area Agency on Aging also says they've been stuck with a funding amount from 2009. The East Newton Animal Coalition is looking to track down a group of feral cats in Granby, Missouri. They say there are about 15 to 20 of them. The coalition wants to take advantage of its trap, neuter, release program, then ultimately find them a new place to roam. Ideally, they would like to send the rescued cats to a barn or a home that will allow them to live outside because at this point the cats cannot be domesticated. The coalition receives no funding from the city, and oftentimes funding comes out of pocket for the care of the animals.
Well, first of all, the love of animals. They're living, breathing creatures that deserve love and fair treatment. We're responsible for them. That's how I feel, at least.
You can help the coalition through cash donations. We've provided their information in this story on our website. That's koamnewsnow.com. The Missouri Highway Patrol says 18 students and 2 adults were hit in a bus crash just north of Thomasville, Missouri. Patrol says the driver ran off the road, then swerved several times. The bus hit several trees before it ended on its side. 17 of the students had minor injuries. 1 has moderate injuries. 2 adults were also treated for minor injuries. The driver was not hurt. Investigators believe speed was a contributing factor. The superintendent says everyone involved in the crash has been released from the hospital. Still ahead, it's rivalry night in Joplin. Pitt State and Missouri Southern face off on the basketball court. Jacob Leonard is there live, and we'll have a preview of the game.
Hi.
Tonight is rivalry night for Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball. Sports Director Jacob Leonard is at MSSU with details of tonight's conference doubleheader.
Well, tonight is the first of 2 scheduled meetings between Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern basketball this week. Tonight, the women's game has already started with Missouri Southern leading Pittsburgh State 36-28 at halftime. Maddie Stokes just finished off a huge second quarter for Missouri Southern. She already has 11 points and 8 rebounds. On the other side, Tristan Gegg leads Pittsburgh State with 13 points already. This one is a big one for both teams, especially Missouri Southern. Right now, the Lions have won 11 games in a row to get to 15-3 in the MIAA. They're tied with Fort Hays State for first place in the conference with just 4 games to go. Fort Hays State, by the way, is on the road against Lincoln tomorrow night. After this women's game wraps up, the men will hit the floor here in Joplin. The Lions are looking for their 3rd win in the last 4 tries. Pitt State tries to avoid a 3-game losing streak and help their chances of making the MIAA postseason conference tournament. That men's game will begin here at about 7:30 in Joplin. Of course, we'll have highlights from that one as well as highlights from this ongoing women's game right here tonight at 10. Dow?
All right, enjoy the game. We'll see you at 10. Thanks, Jacob. Later, Freeman Hospital is honoring superheroes like you with the theme of this year's 5K and walk.
Plus, I'll have the latest on strong to severe storms rolling in tonight, plus some wintry weather coming up.
Chances are...
Well, another mild and very windy day for us once again today. Winds gusting 40 upwards to 50 miles per hour at times, ushering in this next storm system. A lot of angles to look at with this system as it's going to throw a lot at us. First off, flash flood watch southwestern parts of Missouri due to very heavy amounts of rain as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Then we get the wintry aspect, winter weather advisory for most of us, winter storm warning, northern, western counties in effect for us tomorrow. Already we're getting showers, nothing strong, nothing severe, but showers along the I-44 corridor into southwestern Missouri and then also into northwestern parts of Arkansas. And that's where you're getting a little bit heavier rains down toward Bentonville and Fayetteville. But most of this is just very light. We're waiting for the cold front. You can see this wind shift line moving into our northern counties. As it presses south, we'll see thunderstorms erupt along it. And then that's when we get into the showers and thunderstorms and very heavy amounts of rain for us tonight. Of course, the winds have been an issue. Southerly winds 20 to 30 and then gusts in that 40 to 50 mile per hour range. Let's go through time. Through the evening hours, thunderstorms erupt along the front. Here's 9:30. As we go through the evening hours, the storms start to advance off toward the south. At the same time, additional thunderstorms ahead of it. Some of these could be strong to low-grade severe, meaning some gusty winds, 50 to 60, which is really just a little bit stronger than what we've had all day long, and then some nickel to quarter-size hail, very heavy amounts of rain. Let's go 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Heaviest rain along the I-44 corridor, I-49 corridor, into the early morning hours. And then once we get to 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, look at all the pink. And this is all freezing rain and sleet. Now, you see the heavier rains here. These are thunderstorms. So this is going to be thunderstorms. So we're going to have thunder, freezing rain, and sleet at times through the morning hours. Here's 4:30 in the morning. By 6 or 7, the freezing rain pushes into the metro. This is heavy freezing rain, heavy sleet, heavy snow, northwestern counties. We get periods of freezing rain and sleet till about 9 a.m., then a little bit of a lull till about noon. Then the backside of the system rotates through with sleet and light snow. Look at the temps. We're in the lower 20s, so of course anything that does fall will stick. So timeline tonight, thunderstorms, we stay wet. We go to ice in the morning. We go to light snow as we head into the afternoon hours. The freezing rain and sleet could be a problem. We are going to pick up most areas 1/4 of an inch, upwards to 1/2 an inch of freezing rain in spots. Then you get snow on top of it. We're not going to get near as much snow as what we had 2 weeks ago, but still it's going to cause some issues on the roadways. Very far southern counties, just snow showers. In the white, a dusting up to an inch, up to Joplin, Joplin to Pittsburgh, 1 to 2, Pittsburgh to Fort Scott and Nevada, 2 to 4, and then our northwestern counties, Yates Center, Chanute, Iola, Fredonia, and Neodesha over toward Fort Scott. Let's go 4 to 8 inches of snow. Dropping into the 20s tomorrow, alert day. Teens tomorrow night, northern counties will go near 0 with that snowpack. 39 on Friday. All this is history by the weekend.
Wow, quite a turnaround.
Yeah, this is crazy. I love
Way
it.
down and then bouncing back
Yep.
up. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, an 8-year-old Kansas City boy is the future of fashion, and an Arkansas boy is tapping into fashion of the past and using it to help kids in foster care in the natural state. Freeman Hospital is honoring superheroes who support the Bill and Virginia Leffen Center for Autism with its 5K and walk for autism this year. The hospital system announced a superhero theme for the race today. It's the 15th year of the race. Last year, race participants raised more than $50,000 for the Leffen Center.
With the pandemic, we've continued to provide services through all of it, and we are just so proud of everybody that has been here and our families, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to recognize the superheroes right here in Joplin that help support us.
The race is April 23rd at the Leffen Center, starts at 8 a.m. You can find sign-up information in this story online, KOAMnewsnow.com. An 8-year-old in the Kansas City area is making waves in the fashion world. He's about to design his 3rd clothing line for a national website. Alan Shope has that story.
I just kind of followed a little bit of my style.
8-year-old Camden McGraw knows a thing or two about fashion.
I think a lot of boys love camo.
I mean, he really knows this stuff.
They have that little pocket right there.
Camden taking his skills and entering a national design competition on the clothing site Zulily. He won, meaning he got to design 2 different lines of kids' clothing for both boys and girls.
There's a couple colors that I don't like a whole bunch.
Cam's specialty, swimwear, in mostly blue, and with a younger brother to use as a model, he went to work.
It was kind of hard to do, but what was going through my mind was that I want to make something comfortable for all kids.
Boy, did he. Most of his line has already sold out on the website.
We've asked him back to design more clothes. He's going to do a back-to-school line.
I like this outfit a lot because I love Henleys. They're so hard to find in the stores, though.
Camden was one of 6 winners, and he was the only boy. He won $6,000, $5,000 in cash, and $1,000 to spend on the website.
I just think it's just a good match.
He would have never known that this is something that he could do if he wouldn't have given it a shot.
Wow. Again, that was Alan Shope reporting. A final check on the forecast is next.
It was a code 10.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Leland Van Cleve served in the U.S. Army during World War II. He's from Galesburg, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Leland Van Cleve, tonight's 4-state hero. Business in the front, party in the back, and all heart. Reporter Meg Oliver introduces us to an Arkansas boy who took a pandemic hairdo and turned it into a prize-winning act of charity.
Why did you choose a mullet?
I just chose a mullet because I'm like, what would really embarrass my sister the most?
The Bolts family lives in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Like parents across the country, Lisa and Derek were desperate for creative things to do in 2020.
We started doing crazy things with our hair. Alice did her hair teal, I went red. Alan did a mullet, and my husband did a mustache. That was terrible.
What started as a way to pass the time morphed into more than a mullet for Alan. He added a faux hawk with lots of gel and then the curly perm. How did you feel about the mullet?
At first, I was really questioning my parenting skills and allowing it to happen.
But when a friend told them about the USA Mullet Championship, everything changed.
When I heard there was like $2,500, I'm like, I'm just going to donate it to foster care if I win.
Why did you want to donate it to foster care?
I was in foster care and I know completely how it feels.
In 2014, Alan and Alice were in the foster care system when they came to live with Leslie and Derek.
We expected it to be a 2-week thing, and then they would go to another placement.
2 weeks eventually turned into adoption.
And when you think of the kids in foster care, what do you think about?
I just really hope they're feeling happy and hoping that a family will pick them, just like my mom, my dad picked me and my sister.
As the online mullet competition ramped up, voting was in Alan's favor. As word spread he planned to donate the prize money to foster care, independent donations poured in.
People just kept giving, and so the total was about $4,500 that the community has donated.
You won! I did not think that.
After 3 nerve-wracking rounds of voting, the kid sporting the cool shades and fresh suit had won the illustrious title USA Mullet Champion.
I was super surprised.
How many people have reached out to you since you've won?
About the whole world.
For now, the mullet may be here to stay, but for the Bolts family, this was never really about a hairstyle anyway.
If you had one wish out of all of this, what would it be?
Foster care to go out of business and no more kids being in foster care.
Meg Oliver, CBS News, Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Alan donated the $2,500 prize money to 2 Arkansas foster organizations, Project Zero and Together We Foster. The Bolts family is still debating whether Alan's going to enter again to defend his title.
Gotta defend it.
You got to. Why not?
I think so.
He has a good shot, I think, again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. People are going to have to be careful on the roads, particularly tomorrow morning and into the afternoon.
Yes, heavy amounts of rain for us tonight, so we need to watch for some localized flash flooding as well tonight. And then freezing rain, sleet really kick in by daybreak, and then we switch over to snow. So we are going to have slick roads, especially I-44 and north, and they're going to get worse as we go through the day as those temperatures drop into the teens.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Please be careful out there, and let's make it a great evening.
services provided